Yeah. Yeah.
What's going on, everybody? Ryan the Mighty Quinn here, the Cornerman _MMA. Oh, before I forget, like, subscribe, and share. I always forget to do that with this. As I mentioned last week, we're going to start dedicating this channel to bridging the disconnect and lobbying a connection between fight camps and the commission and judges. And one of the biggest issues we have is mixed martial arts being scored with the 10-9 must system. The 10-9 must system, I pretty much just explained it. That's your means of winning a round outside of a finish, a means of winning a fight overall outside of a finish. It stemmed from boxing, as we know. Now, why do we have it in MMA? I actually have reached out to people as to why the actual origin. I wanted to confirm the answer, which is what I feel it is. Uh, I actually reached out to John McCarthy. Hopefully, I'll have an answer from him in a little bit. I'm sure Mike Mazzulli will answer, but I hit up Mike all the time. I don't want to bother him for the little things. Now, we have to remember that when mixed martial arts started, it was a fight to the finish, and the decisions were given by they were more of an opinion outside of a unified scoring system, and um, I mean it was kind of working, I guess, but remember that does lead to corruption. It had in other countries, maybe had a couple times here. A lot of actually no, it did happen here a couple times. There was a lot of contested fights early on, and I think everyone. I remember early on Boss Rutan versus Kevin Randleman. Like I actually no, were they unified then? No, we weren't. We didn't have the unified rules then. But what do you call it? So where did it come from? So back, we needed to convince the government, United States government, that mixed martial arts was safe and legal and okay to have in the United States. And this is where we have to stop painting the commission as the picture of the big bad wolf, because they put these rules together so we can have mixed martial arts competition here professionally in the United States, authorized, sanctioned. We had to get it sanctioned. How are you going to convince these people that were at the time calling it human cockfighting that boxing is a very traditional sport, obviously very similar to mixed martial arts? There's boxing and mixed martial arts. Um, these governing bodies, now this is my opinion, these governing bodies, they were familiar with boxing. Boxing worked. Boxing made money. Boxing was a go. So how do we lean on boxing to get mixed martial arts legal in the United States? Certain things, obviously the gloves. We're not looking to get into that debate right now. But the 10-9 must system took away that, oh, it's not a fight to the death anymore. Now we're going to have scoring. People are going to score. And that's where it came from. And this is what helped bridge that to get us back competing in the United States. We have since grown a lot since then. I think that there's a more vast knowledge of the sport and what's going into it, specifically with the fans. That's why the fans are so vocal about this stuff. But obviously, as the fighters involved and the judges, that they know, but there's things that look like they're being ignored outside of striking, and I think that's part of the thing here. Particularly, well, we don't really see it that much, but on the ground. But I know that the best thing I can lean on is two things where this spoke. Joe Rogan brought up his opinion on mixed martial arts scoring, how it should be a lot greater. There should be a lot more amount to score on. I agree with that. I'll get into that in a second. I'll get into how I like to score mixed martial arts. Dean Thomas brought up the 10-9 must system at the ABC conference, and how it's restrictive. Instead of a 10-9 must, it's a 10-9 restriction. But we have to remember where this came from and why it's here. It helped us keep it in the United States. It helped us do it. How do we grow from here? Now we're at the next stage of evolution. Evolution's everywhere. Change is the only thing permanent in life, right? So where do we go from here? Now, this is how I score mixed martial arts back, because I don't want to ignore anything. Because of the 10-9 must, I try to filter it in. So I try to score, the advantages in grappling, the takedowns, the escape, wrestling, the strikes. Oh, that's the other thing, folks. CompuStrike is don't rely on that when it comes to mixed martial arts scoring. That's a very flawed stat, and it leads to more harm than good, as we're seeing, because people rely on that, and those significant strikes don't go into the damage, duration, and dominance. So that's another episode. That's probably next week. But So that's how I do it. I score everything, and then whoever did more within that scoring or defend, then I put it into the 10-9 must. But now, in order that's how I did it. And then I stepped back and I was like, what am I not looking at here? What am I not reading? What is the commission seeing? So I went on the ABC website. I've read the scoring criteria for mixed martial arts multiple times. I read the boxing criteria here. Let me pull it up. Now, I only saw one similarity through the whole scoring between the boxing criteria and the mixed martial arts criteria. And this is a big deal. This is a big deal. The only thing I saw here, I want to read it word for word, even though it's pretty simple, is the 10-point must system will be the standard system of scoring about. That's it. That's the only thing that's identical in both mixed martial arts and boxing scoring. Nothing else. Boxing scoring, MMA, we talk about the damage, duration, dominance. And we've gone over that, the striking, grappling techniques. We're not going to get into that. But boxing, they talk about the standing 8 count. If you knock an opponent out of the ring, that's how you score. So why is that? Why is this important? This is important because if scoring criteria is different for mixed martial arts and boxing, why are we scoring them the same? Does that make sense? So we're looking for different things, but it's going into the same scoring system. It doesn't really work. And because you're doing that, and boxing's so well established, especially with the scoring, and it's fresh, and it gives you the opportunity to ignore some other stuff that's going on. Like me personally, I think that chokes need to be scored a little bit harsher. Some appendage locks, but chokes and definitely. It just seems like right now, and forgive my French, with the 10-9 must system in MMA, we're shoving 10 pounds of shit in a 5-pound bag and trying to make it a scoring round. It's not working. Now, I get it. It's a damage game. It's still a fight. We're looking for a fight, and I commend the commission for doing that. But we got to learn how to grow from here. I just think there's too much stuff getting missed, and where do we go? So that's the biggest thing here. Is that's what's missing. There's just too much going on. We're looking at two different things. We're I'm trying to think of a good food analogy. I compare food to everything. I'm trying it's like we're taking we're asking both ice cream and a hot dog to taste sweet. That's kind of what it comes down to. But no, that's why I think there's open for change there. On top of it, like I said previously about Joe Rogan, is if we have a higher scoring system in mixed martial arts, like I know Andy Foster, who I spoke with on here, commission lead in California, he wants to see judges or refs be a little more involved with deducting points. Now, I think part of the reason they do that is because they're restricted as well. 10 points is not a lot. If you lose 1 point, that's a fight. It means you have to win unanimously to tie or to win the fight. The other guy only needs to win one round and get his butt whooped in order to tie. So this is that's why I think adding more points or a way to adjust more points will not only, we won't be ignoring other tactics of martial arts, but also it would give the referees the option and the flexibility to deduct penalty points, and it'll keep a cleaner fight overall. So I really think that this is stuff to be looked at. Now, this is only half the issue. I need to discuss more of this with the commission themselves and see how we do about uprooting this whole scoring thing. I know they are open to discussing this. I'm clearly open to discussing this. And just how we're going forward. I hope they see this and they have an opinion, and then we learn from there. But that's what I got today, guys. I got a lot of good stuff coming up. Like I said, we're going to go over scoring damage, I think, next week. Talking with Tisha Torres later this week. Looking forward to that. I haven't spoken to her in a while. I'm going to be getting some coaches on here. Just really collecting that data and seeing where we can go from here and what we could take to the commission and see if we can make changes. The commission might have a good response for all of this. We'll see though. Mike has been really good, Mike Mazzulli. Then there's been people that haven't been willing to speak. That's unfortunate, but there's more that are. And that's what we got, guys. Bye. Yeah.